But I want you on this Willing Wednesday to be willing to take control over your mind, because God already gave you a sound mind. It's up to you to turn that switch to on, maintain it, sustain it. And there are things that you're going to have to do that. Staying in connection with God, staying in communion with God. Talk to God on a daily basis. How about praying often? But how about moving your body? How about going outside into nature? The trees produce what? So we can breathe what? God created this whole thing for a reason. He orchestrated it so perfectly.
Here we are, Grand and Rising. Grand Rising.
Grand Rising. Here we are, Grand and Rising, on this beautiful and blessed Willing Wednesday Rising. Yesterday, we talked a little bit about your mind being a powerful thing. And today, I want to submit to you, alongside and backed up by scripture, that you, beloved, have control over what your mind thinks, what your mind believes. You, beloved, have control over what you set your mind out to do. Practically speaking, this is why, you've heard the phrase that says, whatever you put your mind to, you can do it. And it's literally true. And the scriptures even back that up. First of all, God gave us 3 spirits. And he was very clear of the spirit that he did not give us, which is fear. So he did not give us the spirit of fear, but he did give us the spirit of power, of love, and of a sound mind. What is the opposite of having a sound mind? A mind that's corrupted, a mind that's cloudy, a mind that's just confused, right? So if you don't have a sound mind, you're not going to be able to produce or fulfill the purpose and the calling that you were created to do. You're not going to be able to do things in a sound manner. It's like you're going to be having a mind that's being tossed to and fro, right? As the scripture says. And then I like how when he said, think of all things good, all things great, all things prosperous, all things that are worthy of praise. Think of these things. Keep these things in your mind. Keep these things in the forefront of your mind, so that when you go forth, you can think of the goodness of God, because the scripture does say that anything good comes from God. So, beloved, I want you on this Willing Wednesday to be willing to take control over your mind, because God already gave you a sound mind. It's up to you to turn that switch to on and maintain it, sustain it. And there are things that you're going to have to do that. What do you mean, Cooley? How am I supposed to sustain and maintain a sound mind? Okay, how about staying in connection with God, staying in communion with God? Talk to God on a daily basis. How about praying often? Okay. And if you want to get practical, beloved, how about moving your body? How about going outside into nature and letting God's nature, God's creation, do what it's supposed to do? We're supposed to be caring for this creation. And at the same time, creation gives to us. The trees produce what? So we can breathe what? Come on, y'all. God created this whole thing for a reason. He orchestrated it so perfectly, beloved. There are things that you can do mentally, spiritually, emotionally, and even physically that keeps your mind grounded, keeps your mind sound. And don't get it twisted. There's going to be times where the enemy going to try to come and suggest thoughts and dreams and visions and just things to you that goes contrary to God and who God is and his character. But let me tell you something. There's a scripture for that too. And it says, take every vain imagination, every vain thought that goes against God, that goes against his word, take it captive and cast it out and down. You have the control. You have the authority to do that as well, beloved. So overall, beloved, I want you to understand today and be willing and encouraged that you have full control over your mind, what comes in, what goes out, what stays, what dwells, what leaves. You have that control. Use it today. Use that control today. And remember that you have the spirit of power, of love, and of a sound mind. Keep your mind on the things that are good, pleasing, perfect, praiseworthy, all of those things, because they come from the Lord. And when anything or enemy trying to come test and tempt you, you take hold of it, cast it out and down, and tell it not to come back. In whose name? Jesus Christ. So I love you guys so much. I pray that this was a blessing to you and that you are encouraged and that you will move in it and implement it. And I'll see you on tomorrow's Rising.
Grand Rising.